everybody hated me. I mean, even I hated me because, you know, who doesn't want Luke and Lorelai together? And I stood in the way of that. So, yeah, I think Nicole Leahy will go down as the most hated woman in television.
Getting married is what broke us up. Gotta love the irony.
That is a little ironic.
How would I describe Nicole and Luke's relationship? Short-lived. You know, they're two people who met and felt a spark immediately and sort of jumped in quickly, probably too quickly, and then it was done. But they, you know, I think they liked each other, they respected each other enough to want to explore, like, what is this? But ultimately, his heart was elsewhere, and rightfully so, because they belonged together, and we didn't. I'm sorry, you heard it here. We didn't belong together. So when I booked Gilmore Girls, I had just come off a series it was a short-lived series on ABC where I had to dye my hair red. And the show got canceled one day, and the next day I had the audition for Gilmore Girls and got it. And so, you know, I'm a redhead still, you know, I had to do it as a redhead, which was so not me. But when I thought we broke up, me and Luke broke up, I went back to blonde. I thought my stint on Gilmore Girls was over. And then I think the following season, they brought me back.
Better order quick. Closing. Soon.
Surprise.
I'll say.
But I remember being super excited because I was a fan of the show, nervous for the same reason, and also just really wanting to honor the words. Amy is such a brilliant writer. All of them were such brilliant writers. It was like I felt like I was doing Shakespeare. Like I didn't want to get anything wrong, you know, because the writing was just perfection. But I remember the scene was I was handing some legal papers to Luke to sign, and I did have some coffee, and then he like chased me across the street to give me my change or something, if I remember correctly.
I was thinking about that cup of coffee you had at my place the other day. I felt bad making Taylor pay for it. Not that I ever feel bad sticking it to Taylor. I just thought it might get you in trouble with a client. Hate to see you disbarred again.
To be honest, I actually paid for the coffee myself.
Oh.
I remember that being like it was a big deal. I remember it being a big deal for me, and, you know, I think probably for where Luke went from there.
Ah, what the hell. Would you like to have dinner with me sometime?
Yeah,
Really?
I'd love to have dinner with you.
I adored working with Scott Patterson. I think he had a reputation of being a lot like his character, rough exterior, you know, maybe a little grumpy, curmudgeon-y. But I think it was like the second day that we worked together, I called him Sunshine. He said something like, all right, well, good morning to you, Sunshine, or something like that. And he laughed. And then we just sort of, you know, we kind of got each other. And we had so much fun shooting those scenes. And I think he is, Scott, a lot like Luke, you know, maybe a little rough around the edges, but, you know, big heart. Working with Lauren Graham, I was in awe of her, first of all, and what she had to do every day. A day with one scene for me would send me like, like I would have to recover in bed for the next day. Because I'm like, oh God, I did it. And then I'd look over and I'd see Lauren, you know, just memorizing pages and pages and monologues and chunks of, you know, dialogue. And I'm like, how does she do that? How does she do that?
Nicole.
Hi, Lorelai.
Wow, I'll be. Look at you there.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
I loved doing that scene. Not just because it was a fun scene and I got to do it with Lauren Graham, but because I got to eat French fries the whole time. And I ate like 100,000 of them. So what was changed since I did that show is I am now a single mom of 2 girls who are 9 and 11. And, you know, I remember hearing from the time I was on the show up till now of all these mothers and daughters who watched the show together and like, oh, you know, you were on Gilmore Girls. I love that show. It's such a great show to watch with your daughter or whatever. And now my kids are getting to the age where they, you know, can watch with me. And so I'm actually really excited to sit down and, you know, cozy up with them and start at the beginning. Why do I think people like Gilmore Girls so much? I think there are a lot of reasons. First of all, I'm just going to keep going back to the writing. It's just so real and raw and brilliant and smart and funny and unique, you know. And the actors just brought those characters to life and played the parts so beautifully and authentically. And I think, you know, the mother-daughter relationship, there's nothing like it, really. Where do I think Nicole is now? Well, she's not with Luke. Luke is with Lorelai now. So she's moved on with her life, I'm sure. I'm sure she probably still has no idea what happened. You know, she's probably still lawyering somewhere. Probably gave up on men. And just, you know, threw herself into her work. But she's not lonely. She's happy. She drinks wine, lots of wine. And, you know, she'll often just remember this guy named Luke who stole her heart for a minute and then broke it.